That whole Clemson situation is insane, and I think the bigger discussion now is like I think Dabo, we gave him credit on the first episode before the first week. We said, despite all of these limitations he put on himself with NIL, saying I'm not going to be a part of this, he was able to build an insanely talented roster. I mean, you go up and down that Clemson roster right now. There's NFL talent littered all over that roster, and they look so
mid.
Clunky, man. They look weird. Like, I watched that Georgia Tech Clemson game. I called that upset, obviously. I said Georgia Tech is going to win. But Georgia Tech almost gave that game away. Georgia Tech should have been pounding the ball with Jamal Haynes, their running back, and they were trying to get cute and all this stuff. And Clemson just kept giving them opportunities and kept shooting themselves in the foot, and just never looked elite. Like, you have all this elite talent, and you just don't look elite. And I think there's a bigger discussion. I've seen this, not just me saying it, but I've seen it all over college football. People who talk about college football is I think it's just Dabo might be done. I'm not saying he's done in the sense of like Dabo will never have a contender again, but they are on the decline. They've been on the decline for the last few years. And I don't know if we can hold them in the same light as a Kirby Smart or these top guys anymore, man. I really don't. And I think this year, if you need any year as proof, this is the year, bro. Look how talented Clemson is. Look how much talent they have littered across, and they can't do anything, bro. And that's got to be on the coach.
Dabo is a creature of his own success. I think he's the next head coach at Alabama. I think the time is now. Tell me where I'm wrong. I think Dabo is going to be the next head coach at Alabama. Whenever they make a coaching change, I don't know when they're going to do that. Alabama looks like a contender. They lost. Like they lost. Shocker! They lost to a good Florida State team.
Right. You want to talk about some Heisman love? I think Castellanos might be time to put him in that conversation.
No, it is time. And so, if you'd be releasing all this stuff now, you eliminate a lot of this prejudices and stupidity here.
Right.
Because based off what we've seen, not what we think, and the egos that come with that. Well, I predicted that. No, just off of what we see. Yeah, of course, Tommy Castellanos is going to be a top 2 contender for the Heisman in Week 4. Well, he won't be there at the end of the year. That doesn't matter. What have you seen so far?
Right.
What have you seen so far? John Mateers should be the number 1. Alabama, when you don't think, well, Alabama was back. I mean, I had them preseason ranked number 1, right? Oh, wait a second. They lost to Florida State. They only won 2 games last year. Dude, you could lose 12 games, 10 games last year, and because of the portal, turn around, go get Tommy Castellanos. Yeah, and you could beat the shit out of Alabama because parity reigns. Right. What are we talking about? Yeah. Alabama's not a bad team. There should have been this overreaction after they got beat by Florida State. Florida State's just a good team. Yeah, in this world where there are no dominant teams, they can absolutely contend. And they should. They're Florida State. They got the money.
Yeah.
They made a bad investment with DJ last year. They made a good one with Tommy Castellanos. Hey, it hit. You know what I mean? Like, money rules here.
Yeah.
So in that way, too, I say, well, Kalen DeBoer eventually, if they're overreacting in that way, he's already set himself back by losing to Vanderbilt. Okay?
No doubt.
So he's not going to last.
They're over him regardless. I think for them it's a cultural fit, and I do agree with you. Dabo 100% makes sense. For years that's come up, and I think Clemson took a dip, and Bama fans kind of wavered. Well, maybe Dabo's not the right, but maybe that fresh start going to Tuscaloosa, a town he knows, maybe that could work.
No, or it's Jimbo at Texas A&M. But, it's less about Dabo. Dabo's a good coach, but, the culture and where the game has gone is caught up to him, too. There's never going to be a Bill Belichick in the NFL again.
I agree, but my point.
There's never going to be that, who is that guy? Who is that coach? Who is Bear Bryant? Who is Pete Carroll at USC?
Kirby's the closest thing you got, and it's not even the same
But
anymore.
It's wide open, and that's how you designed it. That's what you fans what we wanted.
My thing,
we wanted more than just the hat. We didn't want 5 halves and the rest being have-nots, and you got it.
But I think you would agree with me, right? Georgia Tech is nowhere close to the level of talent that Clemson does, correct? I think we can agree to that. I mean, Georgia Tech's roster is nowhere
top to
close.
Bottom. Well, yeah, but they did good in the portal. They went and got a kid, Nikilo Stone, from Ole Miss, for example, who was a transfer, and you don't even think about him, but he's rotationally been really good for them.
Sure.
He was, when he played for Ole Miss, one of the highest graded players for Ole Miss defensively in its interior. So that guy can help you win. I mean, it's about analytics and the stuff, and cost evaluation and betting on the right horse and this, Those are the considerations now. So, yeah, they might not have the top to bottom roster talent that Clemson has. But you know what they do have? You only can play with 11 at a time, buddy. And my 11, and our 11, and your 11, they look about clean when you go add a top-ranked defender from the SEC, go get a number one wide receiver from this and that and the other. And Hayes King, at least for 2025-26, there are very few quarterbacks you would take to win a game over him.
No. I
mean, he's his tail off. Is he an NFL quarterback? No,
he's not.
But he's got a hell of a quarterback for college football, and that's where the spirit of the thing lives. It's like, oh, hell yeah. You know, like a guy that's really just out there battling and like he's found his perfect fit and a good relationship and all this stuff. Like, those are the stories we celebrate.
And it's Buster. You got to give credit to Buster Faulkner. Like, their OC knows exactly how to use Haynes King and, play to the strengths of his quarterback. But my issue is it was close. It was a close enough game, and Clemson had momentum plenty of times. And it just feels – it's like, where does this come from? When you have all the talent and you're – clearly, the opposing team is outmatched talent-wise. Where do you look to? I look to the coaching staff at that point. And so when I say Dabo's on the decline, I guess I'm talking. I hadn't even thought of the possibility of him going to T-Town because that was a rumor years ago and obviously never materialized.
But now, has there ever been a better time?
You're not wrong. I do agree with you. I think if that were to be a thing again and he needs a fresh start, because we all agree, right? Every coach has a shelf life. You could be Joe Paterno, you could be Bobby Bowden, or you could be, Hugh Freeze. But every coach has shelf life at whatever program they're at. And maybe this is Dabo's, hey, I may be done here, but I can go here and win. So that could potentially be the case.
Oh, and with Alabama's infrastructure, like Clemson's got great infrastructure, but like with Alabama's.
Bama's, that's next level. That's different. And he could galvanize the boosters. Like, he's them. He's one of them. He's their guy. And that means a lot, especially in the South, the programs in the South. That means a lot. So